Okay, everyone. So here's another very important podcast. This is an emergency podcast for you to all realize the emergency level of this. It's like a DEFCON level of podcast. And so what's going to be said here is that you need to realize the truth about becoming a victim of victims, and therefore becoming enduring the role of a reluctant bully. And that's what we're going to be discussing today in this podcast, because, who wants to be a bully, right? Who wants to get bullied? You? Well, come here. So, yeah. And, victims and victimization is just one of those things that, the darkest part of it is, you grow up from childhood thinking that this is okay behavior. You grow up from childhood, you pet cats, you pet dogs, and you sneeze. And there's a lot of parasitic type of microbes that infect the airwaves. So you breathe it all in, and you realize that something else about yourself, that not only are you a victim, but you're also a bully of your own internal mechanisms. And your internal mechanisms are now composed of multiple things, not just analog, but digital. You are Facebook, Instagram, your Tumblr, Grindr, if you're into that. You're also, and if and you're also just a bunch of images and videos that compose your being. And so when you look at your face in the mirror, you kind of see like a monetary collateral. You see a creation of sorts, and it's a beautiful thing to look at. You love looking in the mirror, you love seeing your beauty, and at the same time how much value you have, whether or not your face is plastered, and whether or not you've been plastered the night before, whatever that means to you. So when you're able to go down a level, when you're able to kind of spiral downward and think about the sensations that you felt from times of past, and the times of deep down goodness and feline massage and the feminine pheromones, then you can rise up together. The tears from your eyes coming down because you miss what was and you miss what is. And when you miss what is, especially with a loaded weapon, then that weapon is going to be the collateral that you see in the mirror. And that guides you directly to the source of your problem. And the source of your problem is the memories, the remembrances that you have of your own custodial errors, your own faculty meetings that were, subpar or less than meets the eye. So when there's more than what meets the eye, that's when, the two collide. You're able to hear kind of the slaps, and the bass slaps of a slap bass. And that keeps things normal, that keeps things upsetting. It's a very upsetting notion, and the frogs, everything Alex Jones had talked about at one point or another, it sanctified the ceremonies. And, you comb your hair to one side or the other, and you live the life that you were given the opportunity to live. And so when you're feeding your cats, when you're feeding your dogs, that's how you remember, who's the victim, who's the bully. It's easy stuff. It's easy to remember all this information. You just take it in, and you're overloaded. Your imagination ceases to work because your emotions are just too upfront. Your emotions are abruptly, discombobulating the prompts that you receive from a higher order way of thinking. And that's where your lactation devices, that's where the well of riches is, suppressing itself, yet at the same time bullying, things around it in order to move a cup, to move a plate, to move, to get some piece of action, being, a cake or a pie of some sort. So you eat the slices, and it's just like, you chug the juices down, and it goes deeper down into this level of just the deepest, darkest, and it feels so good because you had been tossed and turned and destroyed mentally and emotionally from a situation that you had put yourself in, that you involved yourself in, you trusted. And, fellatio is a pattern, a rhythmic type of activity that was created in the in the prehistoric era, when the dinosaurs were still around, when there were still crustaceans, a lot of crustaceans in the ocean. Their shells, you crack them open and you see just how the tubings and the muscles and the various bone structures, you see how it relates all to the movie Alien. And the movie Alien had some beautiful recreations of earthly gods and goddesses that we know today as human beings for their humbled sins. After gardening, and limiting their voices because the garden is filled with tomatoes, fruits, all sorts of fruits. And you have the vegetables, you have papayas, you have kind of large gourd looking things, and as you sip from that cup, you're able to bring yourself back to the realization that the bullying, the victimizing, the victimization, the building collapses, the Remington rifles, the software hunts, and the ghosts of the Christmas past as well as the future. You realize that all of those somehow connected from one to the next, easily connected if you're smart and willing and able to just kind of, go with the flow of the nature, the natural scent that is permeating the air, that smells like a perfume or a cologne, and you love it. You take that in, you take that into your system, you compute it. It comes out to a random string of numbers that you write down on paper, and it's a calculated effort. And so when you group all of that together, finally, you search deep down in the area of your heart, you search in your mind, and it links us directly to the Bronze Ages, the Dark Ages, the ages of the times where family used to be such a victim. And the term itself is likened to be a structure of faith and crosses, the crossings, the trespasses, forgiven from a Catholic perspective, and then remaining sort of costly in the eyes of a financial institution, and it's given agents of they walk the walkathons, they run the runathons, in so many words. So put the bake on high, get technical with your work, and don't be a victim of victims. Don't be circled by pity and pity parties. You frown at that idea. You look down and you're just like, I can't believe that I felt that way, and you want to cling so hard, you want to attach so hard, but you flush it, and it's just like laughter in the mix, and that's how you get along with yourself. And that's pretty good, that's good for today. It's a very good podcast. You're gonna love it. You love it or you like it, but especially both. And you just take it with a grain of salt. Let it rain, storm, thunder, scary, lightning, and you just bulk yourself up and stay fresher than a mall of Sodom. All right. So thank you so much. Have a great one, and take care of your healing needs as you are recording your own actions and words in a mentally superior type of way. So don't be frivolous, don't be ridiculous. Just perfect your form and essence, and perfect it to a level that allows you to be subterranean and keeps your ulterior motives at an ultimate aspect of higher constituency. All right, thank you so much.